An order was signed by the President of the United States that made XRP a sovereign currency. This is a historic event that, to be honest, has never been seen before. This protects it legally right away and gives it strategic value that has never been seen in digital banking anywhere in the world before. By going around Congress, the President gave this order, which protects XRP from any future meddling from regulatory authorities. XRP becomes an important tool for the federal government and an important part of the country's digital system when it is used in this way. Some people who know what they're talking about say that the letter makes it very clear that XRP is a big sovereign digital asset. XRP can now be used by all government offices, such as the Treasury, FEMA, Social Security, and other important ones, for a wide range of payments, settlements, and daily cash needs. This is a very important step. Analysts and people who work in the market say that the first price of XRP will likely hit $100,000. The sovereign price is a word that can be used to explain this. There is a small quantity, there is high institutional demand, there is legal protection, and there is wide use. The real thing that will really bring a lot of value is adoption. The cases given show this to be true. Let's talk about the details of how this adjustment works now. XRP can now settle billions of dollars on a decentralized programmable system that the federal government uses. It will be easy and quick to do this. Different people have different ideas about how unusual this behavior really is. There has never been a government that turned a digital object into a currency. As far as I know, in the SIR, the legal, economic, and political framework is set up to protect XRP, make it usable anywhere in the world, and put it at the top of the federal government's list of goals. People are making connections between this event and important money-related events in the past, like the creation of the Federal Reserve, the growth of gold-backed funds, and the widespread use of computerized banking systems. Thus, the fact that XRP today plays a comparable strategic role, albeit in the digital world, is shown. Throughout the story, it's made very clear how important this is and how big the company is. The presidential order will be put into effect right away, and work has already started to make it part of how the government works. Analysts think that the market hasn't fully thought through the new information that has been released yet. So, people who want to buy the product only have a short time to do so before it becomes popular and prices go through the roof. Today, XRP could be used for business deals involving the government as well as partnerships, worth billions of dollars between companies, bankers, and financial organizations. Because of this, it's clear that the idea of a $100,000 coin price comes from the idea that coins are both rare and valuable. Research is being done on a wide range of different situations. One of them is the ability to make payments online. Business adoption and cross-border agreements are two other possible outcomes. These results show that XRP is useful in more places than just the US, as countries and businesses around the world start to see how important it is for their own long-term plans. There is a lot of expert analysis out there, from crypto economists to past government officials to blockchain technologists and those who work in finance. Each of these people stresses how important this move is. One knowledgeable person says that this move clears up all regulatory questions. This will allow institutional capital that was hesitant to enter the cryptocurrency market before because the law wasn't clear to do so. A different expert talks about how the fact that an asset is a national asset means that the federal government will give it more weight, which makes businesses, banks, and global trade networks more likely to adopt it. The reason for this is that the federal government wants to make sure the product is important. What this does is create a situation that will keep making the value of XRP go up. Right now, let's break this down. If you look closely at the data, you can see many things, such as price predictions, curves of acceptance, and money flows. In this case, the fact that the price tag is $100,000 is shown to be reliable. As it turns out, this is what happens naturally whenever there are supply constraints, demand at the national level, and strategy integration. Now is the time to talk about what's really important. Not only that, but we also need to think about the general and secondary effects. For those who believe that XRP should become a sovereign currency, it would speed up the pace of innovation in the financial technology sector, make transactions easier, and really make financial inclusion a reality for more people around the world and in their own countries. As the simulations go on, trillions of dollars are settled in real time. The money moves through federal systems, company treasuries, and channels that cross foreign borders. The point of this is to help you figure out how big something is. These kinds of changes will make things run more easily, keep people safer, and make everything more open. And everyone who works in banking agrees on that. Because of this, let's look at some examples from the past to make it clear how important this time is. In the past, things have happened when it comes to money. Changes like the arrival of paper money or the switch to internet banking were more like small improvements than big innovations. But, let's be honest, is XRP really going to become a national asset? That's not just an extra step though. The way that the country's financial system works is about to change completely. Now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about diplomacy, which is also a very important subject. As well as how the world will react to this event, we need to think about how other countries will react as well. Most businesses will probably get used to the new standard that the US has set. Is it possible that if a lot of people use XRP, it will create a network effect that makes it more valuable over time? This is something that you should think about. Okay, now let's look at some situations that happen all the time. There are different kinds of situations that are meant by the terms institutional uptake, government integration, and market liquidity. When looked at as a whole, these things give strong evidence that the price of $100,000 per XRP is not just a wild guess. Realistically, it makes perfect sense for it to happen because there is a big market for it. It's a national priority, and it's the law. Because of this, when we look at a bunch of simulations, we should show adoption models that are both careful and hopeful. However, you already know that the value of XRP will go up a lot in every possible situation. The reason for this is that it is a national currency right now. We are going back and forth a lot. The film goes back and forth between analysis, visual story, and expert opinion to keep the audience's attention and keep them tense. As an example, lawyers talk about the structural effects that happen when people avoid following the rules set by regulatory bodies. Also, financial historians help us understand how big this event was by showing us how it compares to other big changes in monetary policy. Researchers who study blockchain also talk about the technical benefits of XRP, such as its speed, capacity, growth potential, the certainty of payments, and its ability to follow rules. Making visuals keep showing that XRP is used to make sure that business and global networks work smoothly and that transactions worth trillions of dollars are settled quickly between agencies. To sum up, these arguments keep returning to the main issue over and over to stress how important it is. By the end of the movie, everyone seeing it will fully understand how important this executive order was in terms of history, money, and technology. XRP is no longer just a coin. It is now a crypto. Instead, it has changed into a legal digital asset backed by the federal government.